It's 1935. He says, I'm preparing to turn my face eastward once more and explore the less frequented haunts of the Himalayas and Chinas in quest of the fakirs, yogis, magicians, and sages whom white men seldom contact. In that time, a lot of times PB went places where nobody had ever seen a white person, because he really went, we could say, into the hinterlands. He said, I also hope to spend a period of training in advanced meditation with the Maharishi, whose mysterious personality is portrayed to some extent in my book. So we know from our previous recordings that PB would like to go walking in the countryside outside of London, and he would meditate alongside the River Thames. So he does that. And while he's meditating, he has an experience. A hand seems to touch my shoulder. So I raise my head and I look upwards to find a benignant face bent over me. His strange eyes turn remonstratingly towards me. So PB has a vision of Ramana. And Ramana says gently, my son, all is not well. Have you forgotten compassion? Shall you go forth to add to your store of knowledge while others starve for the crumbs of wisdom? Will you commune with the divine ones when there are those who look for God but perceive only the impassable barrier of the sky? When there are those who throw their prayers to a void which returns no answer? Stay thy feet if needs be, but forget not thy fellows in distress. Leave not for the lands of the waving palms until thou hast well regarded these words. May peace ever be with thee. And thereupon, without another word, he passed out of my vision as silently and as mysteriously he has appeared.
Mm-hmm.
So Ramana is telling me, this is your destiny.
Your dharma, correct. You have to write for others, not only for you. Not accumulate knowledge, but share what you have.
Right, that it's selfish to have this knowledge and not share it with others. And your purpose in life is to share it with others. So then PB writes 7 more books, then we have the notebooks.
He
stays longer.
And he writes secret.
He writes The Secret Path, the third book.
Mm-hmm.
So Ramana is teaching PB an important lesson, that our spiritual seeking and its fruits are not to be kept for ourselves, but to be shared with others. And PB says in the notebooks, one must participate in God's work by assisting evolution and redeeming the world, not squat idly in peace alone. So PB writes A Secret Path, and he teaches meditation in the Secret Path. And he teaches other things that he learned in India. And once again, he talks about Maharishi. So about Maharishi, he says, I learned to recognize in this person the sublime truth which he taught, while I was no less hushed into reverence by his incredibly sainted atmosphere. He possessed a deific personality which defies description. I might have taken shorthand notes of the discourses of the sage, which he did. He wrote down what Ramana said with the translator, and it was published as a book called Conscious Immortality that's available at the ashram. I might have taken shorthand notes of the discourses of the sage. I might even print the record of his speech. But the most important part of his utterances, the subtle and silent flavor of spirituality which emanated from him, can never be reported. So let's say it's indescribable. And PB says, I recognize in him the truths which he taught. This is a really important lesson about spiritual teachers. If we're looking for a spiritual teacher, they have to practice what they preach. They have to do what they say. They have to live what they know. We have many examples of fallen spiritual teachers who don't follow their own guidelines, And then their students make all these excuses for them because they're special, or they're giving us a special lesson, or they're beyond the human laws that we must obey. And PB and Brahman are saying that's not true. You have to practice what you preach if you're going to be a genuine teacher. So now PB's done what Ramana asked, and he's ready to go back to India for the second time in 1935. And this time he arranges to stay for 2 years.